To everyone who is assembled here, we're going to ask that you tighten up. We have two folks who are holding, even closer, even closer. We have Councilwoman Ricky Spector, who's holding a sign, and if you could just take one little step forward, Councilwoman. Good, that's good. And you can hold the sign. And then Dr. Art Abramson and Pastor Al Hathaway. Great. We have the two One Baltimore signs. Madam Mayor will speak once the final speaker speaks. We have Sharpies for folks to sign. We would love for you to give us your signature on the One Baltimore posters. Thank you.
Wonderful idea.
All right.
Ladies, give her a hand, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congressman, and Gus, thank you. And first, I want to thank everyone who is assembled here and for all of those you represent. You might see a collection of people here, but in essence, what you are looking at is One Baltimore. As mayor, I have been so incredibly inspired by the overwhelming generosity of our community that responded in a way that we do in Baltimore to a crisis. We come together. So many community partners, residents, organizations, foundations, institutions, they all called and said, how can I help? What can I do to rebuild? Many didn't even wait for an answer. They just got busy, got started, working, starting to heal our city. What we know about Baltimore is we love our city. Yes. This is our home. I've been talking about the fact that we've gotten so much national and international attention for the devastation that our city has seen, and I'm just excited about the fact that I know all of these cameras are going to be back to see our recovery and our victory after this tragedy. We also know that if we are going to have real healing in our city and a real recovery, it has to be a coordinated and overarching effort to leverage all of this energy that we have in Baltimore, all of this financial support and all of this goodwill. We don't have time to waste. We don't have resources to waste. We have to come together and make sure that we are using all of these resources to the maximum capacity, and that means we have to work together as One Baltimore. We need to be deliberate. We need to be thoughtful. We need to be innovative. We need to ensure that this conversation about recovery is centered in the communities that we seek to serve. With One Baltimore, we will coordinate leaders across our city to advance collective solutions to systematically promote an inclusive city and a city that will provide for the future of all of Baltimore's neighborhoods. This is about more than government. This is a once-in-a-lifetime effort to begin to attack the systemic inequalities that impact all aspects of our city. This partnership will guide a number of impact areas under one unified vision so that we create more opportunities in every community to make sure that every community succeeds. I remember a conversation I had, Congressman, with Senator Mikulski, and she said the needs of our community are very simple. The needs of our families are very simple. People want to know that wherever they live, no matter what zip code, no matter what neighborhood, that their child has a chance to make it. And that's, for me, what this is about. You know, we know that there are disparities in our community, and we know that they didn't appear overnight. But we have a unique opportunity now to address them in a way that we can, that can only happen in Baltimore. Look around you. Look at all of these resources we have. We have world-class medical institution, world-class educational institution, world-class philanthropic organizations, and world-class residents. Put all of those things together, mix it up with the faith community who is determined to lead by faith, and there's no way we can lose. And that's what One Baltimore is about. We are resilient. We will rebuild because we are One Baltimore. I want to thank again all of you for being here. I'm looking forward to rolling out as we develop our One Baltimore plan, this unified plan. I look forward to sitting down with many of you because none of this happens without everyone's support. None of this happens without everyone's collaboration. And none of this happens without a singular focus on making sure the community is at the center. So with that, I want to thank you again and bring up my Congressman Elijah Cummings.
Thank you very much. Madam Mayor, thank you very much. I first want you all to look to your left and then look to your right. Smile, smile.
Look to your right.
Oh, I got to do it myself. And the reason why I wanted you to do that is because I wanted you to see the diversity that we have here today. Ladies and gentlemen, our diversity is not our problem. It is our promise. This is our promise. Madam Mayor, I want to thank you for your leadership. Few people know what you have gone through over the last few weeks. We've had a lot of armchair, Monday morning quarterbacks that never stepped foot in your shoes. But I am here to tell you and tell the world that I am proud of you, and I thank you for your leadership. I want to take time to just do something, if you don't mind, Madam Mayor. A lot of people have come up to me and complimented me on things that we've done on this corner. But this was a wonderful opportunity that I got a chance to meet two brothers. I met a lot of people here, but there are two brothers standing behind me, and I'm so glad they're here today. They were my lieutenants. I did not even know them, Doc. I didn't even know them. I thought they were against me, and come to find out they were with me, and that is Terrence Smith and Derek Compton. We could not have kept these corners straight without them. I really appreciate them. And they showed up today. This is, Madam Mayor, I'm glad you called your efforts One Baltimore, because there have been so many players who have played such a significant role. The clergy, Bishop Bryant and Bishop Thomas and many others, Dr. Hathaway and so many others have stepped up to the plate over and over again and literally marched in these streets and organized, and they have spent a phenomenal amount. I don't know how they even found time to do a sermon because they've been so busy organizing. I want to thank them. I want to thank all of our community leaders. And I want to thank our foundations, our elected officials, and the many philanthropic organizations. Our universities have come together. There's so, as the mayor said, there's so many people that are determined to see us go forward. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not about where we are. This is about where we're going. This is about where we're going. And yesterday, Madam Mayor, we had a chance to sit at Douglas High School and listen to our children. And they simply said, we want to be respected and we want to be heard. They just want to be heard. And I know that we are all ears. But after we hear them, the plan that the mayor is putting together in a very deliberate and a very careful way, along with all the people that she has surrounded herself with, will be a plan that not only addresses immediate problems, but long-term systemic problems. And one of the things, as I close, let me say this. We have got to put a mirror up to our own faces. All of us. And we have to make sure that in this moment, there's certain moments that come along that are what I call transformative moments. All of us have them in our lives. Those are the moments when we see clearly what our issues are. And then we have to make a change. And if we don't make a change in those moments, Bishop, things usually get worse. And so we're going to take advantage of this moment. And I thank the young people at Douglas yesterday, and I said to them, I thank you so much for taking a moment and turning it into a movement. And that's what this is all about. And Madam Mayor, again, I want to thank you for bringing in all of the folks that are here. A lot of people don't even know who's standing next to them, but I can tell you we've got all Baltimore up in here. They are here. Give yourselves a hand. And I am so pleased. Here in Baltimore, I am joined by a wonderful congressman. Ruppersberger is one, but this is the one that I'm closest to. He and I have done so many things together. He has been really like a brother to me. And there are many times when I've been feeling really, really down. And he's been there, big time. And so without further ado, my good friend, Congressman John Sarbanes.
Good morning. Madam Mayor, Congressman Cummings, everybody assembled here. It's humbling to be with such an outstanding gathering of Baltimore's great leaders. Baltimore is a great city. Baltimore is always building. Baltimore is always moving forward. I've heard people say that Baltimore will rebuild, but Baltimore has always been building, has always been taking a step towards the future. I've heard people say in the last few days, we will show that Baltimore will be back. But Baltimore never left. That's right. Baltimore never left. In the last couple days, I've had a chance to talk to people that invest in this city every single day. And what they've been saying is they're ready to double down. They're ready to speed things up. They're ready to demonstrate their commitment to the city. But what we've been reminded of in the last couple of weeks is that when we build Baltimore and when we invest in Baltimore, it has to be all of Baltimore. It can't just be some communities. It has to be all communities. That's what One Baltimore is all about. Dr. King used to say that people everywhere need 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and equality, dignity, and justice, there's that word, for their spirits. Dr. King didn't say some people, he said all people. He didn't say some neighborhoods, he meant every neighborhood. That's what One Baltimore is all about. But we need, as I close, we need to be careful because we don't want to get stuck in just rhetoric. We need to be focused on results. And everybody here needs to think about what is the specific concrete contribution that they can make to the solution as we move forward, and then pledge to maintain that commitment. If we do that, then we will lift up all of Baltimore. That's what One Baltimore is all about. Thank you all very much. And let me just introduce, let me just say that the clergy have been in the forefront.
Yes, they have. Front line. Big time.
Congressman Cummings mentioned it, the mayor mentioned it. They're at the center. They feel the beat of the community. And without the clergy and the faith community, nothing is going to be able to happen going forward. So it's my privilege to introduce, representing the faith community here today, Bishop Walter Scott Thomas.
Thank you, Congressman. To our great mayor, and I want you to put your hands together for our mayor. Oh, come on, let's make a loud sound out here. Madam Mayor, we thank you for bringing us together on this corner, not 5 months after it happened, not 10 months after it happened, but just a week when all of the memory of this is yet fresh in our minds, you call us together to talk about some change. We appreciate our congressmen and all of our elected officials because this last week taught us what that word means. It means you're elected by us to help us, and you did that. And I think you ought to give them a hand. But I'm really impressed today because our mayor is galvanizing the great resources of our city, bringing together business, community, churches, everybody, to effect significant change. What's really important about this is that today is not the announcement of a commission. It is not the development of a task force, but rather we are here to discuss deliberative action. We are here to discuss sticks and bricks. We are here to discuss the changing of lives with concrete programs. That, I think, is what makes Baltimore so unique. So many cities get caught up in a problem like this and, quote one of the great African-American philosophers, Martin King, get caught up in the analysis, or rather the paralysis of analysis. But what we're seeing today is someone who says, we know what the problems are. Our hands have been tied trying to fix them. But today we're going to bring together resources from all over, and we're going to make something happen. And we applaud the fact that you are deliberative and you are definitely determined to make concrete change. I mentioned to Gus, I looked up the street, and as an indicator of what we can expect, there's some sticks and bricks going up right now. Amen. There's some sticks and bricks going up, and that's what the members of the clergy are so impressed by. We hear the pains and the groans, and my friend Dr. Jamal Bryant, who speaks this language far more eloquently than me, has heard these cries and groans from so many of our community members who feel like they've been lost in the sauce. But the beauty of today is that everybody's beginning to sense something's going to happen here. I just need you to, as I close, I just need you to look at somebody and say, it's going to happen in Baltimore. Oh, I need you to look at somebody else and say, we are making history here. And Madam Mayor, I echo the words of the congressman. None of us have ever been mayor. To be honest, wouldn't want to be. There's some heat I couldn't take. But I want you to know you gallantly held your own through last week. And you did so in a way that we can have this week.
That's right.
And for that we say thank you.
So again, I want to thank Bishop Walter Scott Thomas for everything. I'm not even going to take my time. We talk. You understand. I'm just so grateful for everything that you mean for our city, and for me personally, I want to thank Congressman Sarbanes, who is so committed and passionate about the future of Baltimore. I want to thank Congressman Cummings for not just leading, but serving and being on the front lines when we needed him most. I'm just so grateful. And I will say this, this is the announcement of this initiative, and it only happens and it only has impact if all of you are here, so I'm grateful. But this is not the end. We have serious work to do. Yes. Do we have immediate needs? Of course we do. Do we have young people that need summer jobs? Of course we do. Do we have summer programs that need funding? Of course we do. Do we have basketball courts that need to be repaved? Of course we do. We have all of these immediate needs, and I know we have people that want to give money and give time. We know all of those things. But this is what I want to impress upon you. We need you to stick with us through the long haul.
That's right. That's right.
Because we have some systemic issues in our city. And long after the cameras are gone, long after people might be interested in talking about these issues, you have to stick with us so we can solve them. We have to do it not just for Baltimore, but because I believe very firmly that if we can come together in this way, in this unique way, in this powerful way, to help rebuild our communities, to give voice to those who have felt for generations disenfranchised. We can be a role model and a beacon of light. The same way they like to show the fire burning, we can be that light and that fire for the rest of the country to show what is possible when an entire city comes together and makes our brothers and our sisters' problems their own. So thank you very much.